right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are again. I do apologize for my lateness, as I'm just going to blame it on the woman. Anywho, good to have you all back. Let's go ahead and give a big shout out to our chart toppers. These are individuals who have helped to support the show in some way, shape, or form. If you see a number on the left, that is what they have supported through the super chat feature or through some sort of a PayPal feature. On the right, you'll also see that there are some Patreon members here who are definitely helping out as well. Thank you all so much for your patronage and for any donation that you have done in the past. Greatly appreciate each and every one of you for it. Now, let's get into today's listen together. And boy, it's gonna be one of them days. Yeah, so my wife went back full time now, and she had to have a ride to work, and it just so happened to fall at just the best time possible when a live stream was supposed to start. So my apologies yet again. As you guys know, I'm usually not this late at all. So for those of you who have hung out in the chat, thank you guys so much. For those of you who are still hanging out in the chat, thank you guys so much. And of course, couldn't start the stream without coffee, so that had to happen. Before we get into today's show too, I want to also give a big shout out to some individuals who have been leaving some good reviews on the Trustpilot. It's sort of if you're not familiar with Trustpilot, it's basically just a way for you to leave a review for the website / channel / whatever it might be. And I've been kind of pushing for that just so that I can hopefully show people that there is some value in what we're doing here. And I've had some really great submissions here lately, people who have left me reviews on Trustpilot, and all that does is just basically help to build clout and help people to understand that this isn't just willy-nilly. There's people actually getting value out of this live stream, out of this channel. And some of the reviews that were left were absolutely awesome too. Just heartfelt reviews. Greatly appreciate it. And you guys took time out of your day to do that. Now, I do have, if you're a member of my email list, which is super easy to get a hold of, you just go into the link of the description of this video. I've got a ton of freebies. My 15-step mixing process. I've got a couple of courses, creating a song step-by-step. And those are all found on the right bar of my website. You can get on my email list through those, or you can just simply email me and say, hey, I want on your email list, and I'll put you on that way too. Either way, though, if you're on my email list, you'll know that at the very bottom of every email, I have my Trustpilot little logo type thing there. If you click on that and you leave a review through there, you're going to get another free course, apart from all of the other free courses that I give away here from time to time. So today we're going to be jumping into some of these song submissions. There we go. Couldn't hear myself there very well for a minute. And there we go. And so first what we had to do then is obviously fly these submissions in. I want to say thank you too to all those who have submitted. From what I can understand already, I haven't got a chance to really peruse through all of these, but from what I can understand already from the few that I have listened to, this is going to be yet again another close competition. If you're not familiar with how this works, basically every single month we have a link, which is included in the description of this video as well, where you can go and submit a mix or a original song. It can be a cover song, but those are generally not, those are kind of frowned upon just simply because of copyright issues. Now, if you can do it in such a way to where there's no copyright issues, and I'm not going to get some kind of crazy copyright strike or something like that, by all means, feel free to do that. I don't want to mess with lawyers, copyrights, and all that jazz. So with that being said, though, for those of you who have been entering these in from month to month, I hope that you guys are getting some value out of these. If nothing else, I know a lot of people have reached out and said, I've got tremendous value just out of the fact that you're giving the feedback. And so what we do is we submit these songs, and then close to the end of the month, we'll have a live view together, just like we're doing right now. And whenever we have that live view together, we go over the songs, we listen to the songs one by one, and then I give my professional critique of the songs. Not really so much a critique from time to time as it is more just a constructive criticism, or just basically some guidance on what I might do to make the production better. And sometimes, there's a lot of times here lately, especially as people have been actually adhering to some of the things that we're talking about on here, I don't even have anything to say. And that's awesome. I mean, I've always got something to say, obviously. When you have a podcast and a YouTube channel you've always got something to say. But what I mean is most of the productions here lately have been so on point that it's hard for me to really even give any kind of criticism whatsoever, which is a good thing. So that just means that you guys are doing excellent on your end. By the way, it looks as of right now, there are more people in the chat than there are likes. Give this video a like if you're here. That just lets YouTube know that whatever we're doing over here is making a difference. And then we're going to go ahead and start diving into these so I don't take too much of your all's time. But before I get into that, I want to let you know that this episode, and furthermore, every episode from here on out, thankfully, is going to be sponsored by the ProMix Academy. If you're not familiar with the ProMix Academy, it is a website that's put together by Warren Hewart over at Produce Like a Pro. I do have a course on there now called the Ultimate Cakewalk by BandLab Tutorial Course. It looks something like this. And this is a complete step-by-step course. By the time you get done, you have multi-tracks that you can release. You need to go and check this out if you have not. And while you're over here, you don't just have to buy the Cakewalk by BandLab course. There are a ton of courses that you can go and check by awesome mentors other than just myself. So if maybe for whatever reason you don't like me, you can go and get a course from Willie Green, who has mixed individuals like Wiz Khalifa, Schoolboy, Donnie McClurkin, The Roots. We got Marie, we got Justin, we got Bob Horn, Daryl Thorpe, Reed Shippen, Cameron Webb. I mean, the list goes on and on of individuals who have awesome courses on here. Anything from vocal production to guitar production, whatever you might need, you're going to find it here in a huge variety of courses. So if you want to check out the courses, I have a link in the description of this video, and go and check them out. And I guarantee you're going to find some value there. And there's a ton of affordable courses in here. I know mine's a little bit more on the pricier side of things, just simply because of the fact that it's a very in-depth 6-hour course with over 20 modules, which literally teaches you everything from the ground up. However, if you go over here, you're going to find out that there are a lot, and I mean a lot, of affordable courses that you can check out too. All right, let's go ahead and let's start diving into some of these awesome mixes. So first up, without further ado, is a song called Going Down the Road by Young Cypress. I hope I'm saying that right. If I'm not, correct me if I'm wrong. I like the way that kick is hitting already. I like this guitar. Ooh, nice. was a nice little break there. I like that. Nice. Nice. Okay. So right out of the gate, thank you, by the way, for pointing out the duplicated tracks here, buddy. Appreciate that. There we go. Got that taken care of. Right out of the gate, the production of the song, as far as the movement of the arrangement and everything, sounded great. I do feel like it just wasn't, it was just lacking some energy, some depth. It sounded as if maybe the guitar had a little bit too much processing on it for my personal taste. I tend to lean towards more of a natural sound. Even with distortion and compression and things like that, you can still kind of do it to where you dial it back a bit and it's not quite so edgy. And if that's the sound you were going for, you definitely nailed it. But for the rest of the instrumentation and everything, it just seemed like it was kind of overbearing. Also, the bass and the drums were kind of playing a little weird together. The kick, I love the way the kick was punching in there. It sounded great. But there were certain aspects of the mix that I feel like if they would have been panned a little bit better and maybe some dynamics added to this. I also realized too that it was very quiet, which means it probably wasn't mastered, which is fine. I was actually able to turn it up here on my faders to get it to come in a little bit louder. But other than that, the song has a lot of potential. I think it just needs just a few elements to really take it up to that next level. So good job though. Very good job. Okay, so now we're going to, let me put this on exclusive solo. There we go. Now we're going to listen to a song called Goodbye to You by Will Martin. Before we get into this song, though, I want to also give a big shout out to everyone who's in the chat. Zave, Mark, Herky, Tim, Chris. Good to see you. It looks like we have a newcomer. I hope I don't pronounce your name wrong. I think it's Muge. So, you know what we do for newcomers, guys. That's right. Round of applause for the newcomer. Always good to see new faces in here. Awesome. I think that's about, Mob the Gamer's in here. Good deal. And Massimiliano. I'm probably butchering that, buddy. I'm just going to call you Mossy if that's all right. Good deal. JCQ. Nice. Not a first timer, but definitely hasn't been around for a little bit. Well, I don't know. I think you were here on the last stream. So I don't want to jump the gun there and say you haven't been around for a while. I think that's about everybody. Well, thank you all so much for your comments, for being in the chat, for being active in the chat. Appreciate that. All right. And by the way, Tim, I believe you are talking about your brother who is currently having back surgery. That is no good, man. Hopefully he'll feel better afterwards. But until then, we'll definitely keep him in our prayers and be praying for a quick recovery for that. Wow. Good deal. Okay, so everyone else kind of had the same thoughts about the guitar. Love the guitar sound. Definitely good. All right, so now let's go back to Goodbye to You with Will Martin. Max. There we go. I wish I could like rename you Max whenever you show up so I would remember that. I'm horrible with names. Here we go. Goodbye to You, Will Martin.
Well, I can't think of anything I want to tell you anymore. I know I can't go on like this forever, that's for sure. Crying all the time, lying all the time, you know it's true. I think it might be time to say goodbye to you. You said you wanted it to last forever at the start. Forever only lasts until you start to drift apart. Years they come, those years they go. I know it's true. Just don't think I can find a way to say goodbye to you. You know I'm sorry, I nearly gave up. Come to realize only grace can save us. Feel your hand rest on my shoulder. I'm awfully glad that I'm getting older with you. With you.
Okay. Definitely some areas of improvement that need to be brought out, but it still yet has potential. The vocal is definitely upfront and clear. The only thing I think that could have helped that vocal was to give it a little bit of space, some reverb, a little bit of delay maybe, to allow it to set back into the mix a little bit farther. Now the mix itself, immediately right out of the gate, and this is what I noticed from a lot of individuals who are submitting whenever we first started these, which not so much now, so people have actually been listening, that's good. But it sounds like a widening plugin was used, whether it be Ozone or some kind of widening plugin, in order to try to create this fake sense of space, which really, given the fact of the instrumentation that was in there, just a little bit of painting and some reverb and a little bit of delay would have caused that space to be there without sounding like it was buried underneath a blanket. And so because of that, it sort of didn't sell the song, I think, in the light that it should have. It definitely has potential yet again, but there's just some areas of that I really feel like that with a little proper instrumentation, panning and some mixing and removing that element of the widening plugin, that it really could have shined a lot brighter than what it did. But yet again, A lot of people are saying it's got an REM sound. I definitely heard that. Yeah. An REM sound, almost there for a while. It almost had sort of an early Nirvana sound, believe it or not. Maybe I'm the only one that heard that. I don't know. Okay, next we're going to listen to Heart to Heart by Maestro Phil. Now, he emailed me and told me a little bit of the backstory on this, which is always cool. You're always welcome to do that too if you have a little bit of the backstory on a song. Kind of helps me to wrap my head around maybe the production elements and what you were thinking whenever you put the song together. So that's always cool. This one appears to actually have been mastered because he's got it named master. That either means that it has been mastered or it's the very last of the final mixes. But it definitely does look, according to the waveforms, a little bit louder. So I'm going to try to turn this down. I may have to adjust this here as we listen. Let's check it out. Nice. Nice. That was a good transition. I like that. Ooh, I like that. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, a lot of production elements going on there, and a lot of it done very nicely. It was beautiful. There was some areas, I believe it was around 700 hertz that I was hearing, 700 to 1,000 hertz on those guitars that I think if it would have been dipped out a little bit would have sounded just a little bit more nestled into the mix a little bit better. Also, the certain aspects of the elements like the strings and things like that, it was like they were almost too distant. I think if maybe some saturation would have been added to them, maybe that's probably how I would have tackled that. A little bit of saturation on those and just a little bit of high end added into them. I think they would have just kind of poked out a little bit better, but not been overpowering at the same time. But by far, as of right now, as far as production and just the sound of everything, this one here is a definite winner right now. I would let you know though that per some of the last contests that we've done, I don't always choose one that I feel like is just the best because of how it sounds and how well it is put together. But what I also like to do is pick one that I feel like has the most potential for being a really good song, and also is put together well, and one that I feel like everyone will benefit from if I was to actually do a live mix critique and remix of the song. So nice. Yeah, nice electric piano too as well. Definitely. Okay, let's go ahead and check out the next one. Very, very good production there by Maestro Phil. This one is by our good friend Herky Acuff, who happens to be with us today. This one is called All Night Prayer. Nice.
Well, my friend, the sun is down, stars are shining to the ground. Let's come together and gather round, take up hands and pray on, pray on. Everybody sing, everybody glorify, lose ourselves till the morning's rise. United we give honor, adore and bow down to the Maker.
I like it.
Come on and worship. United we give honor, adore and bow down to the Maker. Come on and worship. All night prayer. All night prayer. All night prayer.
Nice. Good stereo panning going on here. I like the syncopated vocals. That's pretty cool.
People sharing their hopes and fears to the one who always hears. Days to come, no one can see. So all the night we pray on, pray on. Everybody praising, everybody celebrating, surrender till the sun arrives. United we give honor, adore and bow down to the Maker.
Nice.
Come on and worship. United we give honor, adore and bow down to the Maker. Come on and worship. All night prayer. 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 united we give honor, adore, and bow
Nice.
down to the Maker. Come on and worship, united we give honor, adore, and bow down to the Maker. Come on and worship, all night prayer, all night prayer, all night prayer.
Ooh, like a synth. Nice.
In the night hours of stillness and peace, the troubles of just living are given release, while others are sleeping until there is light. Here's people rejoicing in darkness tonight.
Beautiful. Excellent, excellent work, Herky. I'm telling you what, I remember some of the first submissions that you had made in previous song contests, and I have to say, man, they're definitely getting better, a lot better. So really the only critique that I would have for this one is at times the syncopation of the vocals tend to kind of, it seemed like they got a little too swirly. I think if maybe the other vocals would have been treated more like a background vocal and EQ'd a little bit differently to where they weren't kind of stepping on each other, that would have been great. Definitely have a good, unique voice, though. I like the fact that it just goes with the music. Your voice just goes with the rest of the music. It's great. So excellent work. The other thing I noticed is that it sounded like there was a little bit too much de-essing going on the lead vocal, especially there towards the end. You could really hear, if I was to turn up my, where's it at? Yeah, if I was to turn up my de-esser just a little bit too much, you could, it gets just a little like, almost like a lisp instead of an S. But it definitely has some great instrumentation, good painting, and good balance in the instrumentation as well. Good job. All right, Max, the time has come. You are up next. I think he's a little nervous. That's okay. I will make mention of the fact that there's a lot of times when people don't submit things because they're nervous. So the fact that you've actually submitted something lets me know that you're willing to take those initial steps to improving. And that's good. That's great. And the more that you put out there, the more confident you're going to get, the better that you're going to get, and the more that you're going to start getting that feedback that you need in order to grow. So, and by the way, I think we have a couple of newbies in here. I can't pronounce the one's name. I want to say it's Galdini. I might be wrong. And then the other was Emily Williams. So I believe these are newbies. So let's give them a good round of applause. So thankful to have you guys. All right, let's jump into your song, Max. I got faith in you, buddy. I think it's going to be just fine. And you were nervous about what? That was amazing, man. That was amazing. The vocals were spot on, man. I really like the fact that they were just so smoky sounding, almost jazzy. Had a really good vibe, really good feel. There was a little bit of times, there were a few times where the music would kind of drop out and the vocal was still present. And I could hear where maybe there wasn't some editing cuts that were made at the right places. You could kind of still hear like the noise floor and a few background noises here and there. It almost kind of added to the vibe though at the same time. I think if they were faded out, it might even add to the vibe. Love the fact too that you have all these vocal effects going on underneath the vocal. I think at times it might have been just a bit too much, but at the same time, it definitely caught my attention right off the bat. Love that. And the instrumentation on the music behind it was done excellent. I really liked the bass that was almost sounded like 808-ish type, almost like dance, very, very pop sounding. It sounded very modern. It was good. It was really good. All right. Up next, he is in the chat, folks. The Minister of Badness, Disowned. This is called Verse Demo. I'm not sure, if you don't mind elaborating, what does verse demo, what does that mean? Does that mean that you're not keeping the verse in it, or you're just kind of seeing how it fits, or just kind of curious? I know sometimes these names can be also, my verse is recorded and mixed in GarageBand iOS. Oh, nice. Good deal. And that's one of the things that I always point out here. And I sound sometimes like a broken record, but even whenever I was on Warren Hewitt's channel and we were talking about Cakewalk the other day, the thing that I brought up and had a lot of people was like, wow, I can't believe that you said that, considering you have a course to sell. But I told them, I said, it doesn't necessarily have to be Cakewalk by BandLab. It doesn't have to be Pro Tools anymore. It doesn't have to be. Almost every major DAW is up to speed now. And the fact that it really doesn't matter which DAW that you're using, as long as you're getting to the desired results that you want. And it's like I said on that, my Cakewalk doesn't pay that much. It's like the analogy that I made is every DAW is just a tool, much like a hammer is to a carpenter. And every carpenter will prefer one hammer over another based off of the way that it fits in their hand, aesthetically, how they can use it, how it feels to them. So Cakewalk to me feels like a good fit. And it may not feel like a good fit to you. That's fine. I would even go as far as to say, though, that with Cakewalk being free, if you're bound by the restrictions of, monetary, especially right now during the whole pandemic thing, everyone seems to be struggling monetarily. So with it being free, it alleviates your need to have to buy a DAW, so you can kind of spend that on something else, a microphone, an interface, an upgrade to your computer. And the upgrade to your computer can actually be very, very effective and very cost effective as well too. I mean, honestly, just switching out a hard drive with an SSD, and SSDs right now are very, very cheap. So if you switch out your moving part hard drive with a solid state drive, you're going to notice a tremendous boost in your computer's ability to use your music program. And also by upgrading your RAM, you're going to help your computer as well. And both of those are relatively easy to do. You can do them yourself in an afternoon. If you're handy with computers, I just upgraded my RAM, and I did it literally in 15 minutes. I mean, it doesn't even take that long at all. I went from 16 gigs to 32, and I've already noticed a dramatic difference just when I'm opening and closing programs and moving around, doing all the things that I do from day to day. So, but with that being said too, I just wanted to point that out because he said he's mixed this in GarageBand, and I want to let you know that you're not going to be hated here for that. This is not one of those forums where everybody's going to be down on you because you're not using the industry standards or anything like that. So, and in fact, I actually love to see this because I love underdogs. I love individuals who are thinking outside the box or are using things that others aren't. And I think that's why I still use Cakewalk. One of the many reasons, I should say, because not a lot of people use it, and kind of makes me feel like an underdog. All right, so let's check out the Minister of Badness here, also known as Mob the Gamer here in the chat. He says the mix itself is the demo. Okay. So here we go.
A broken home, being disowned. I'm the king left alone. Moving on, the heart of stone. Time to pay what I owe. And when the time goes by, it never stops. Dreaming I could fly like a flock. But the secret's to unlock my inner darkness in my head. Is
Ooh,
to
nice.
bring me down, down on my knees and hope that I'll be dead. Only time could tell. Tears will wash the pain. Demons rise from hell, and angels fall from grace.
Oh no. Was that it? Okay, I'm assuming because that was the first demo that was it. Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong. If it was actually supposed to keep going there, maybe it was a problem with the way that I downloaded it. Before we move on, I'm going to make sure that was actually all of the song. I don't want to sell Mob the Gamer short here if he's Herky A Cup. Yes, very atmospheric. I loved it. I love that whoop, little bass whoop sound we got going on there. That was cool. All right, Mob, if you're still in the chat, let me know if that was actually all of it, or if my download cut some of it off or something. Okay, cool. Okay, so that's why it was I got it now. That's why it was a demo. Okay, cool. As far as doing the vocals in iOS, GarageBand, and everything else, honestly, it sounded really good. The vocals did seem like they needed cleaned up EQ-wise a little bit, and maybe just a little bit of reverb on them, just to get them to kind of nestle in the mix a little bit better. And also with this particular style, I think just a hint of saturation on your vocal would have made it really sort of sell that effect of what you were going for there. Definitely has a lot of potential though. And yet again, he did this in GarageBand. It's proof that it doesn't necessarily matter what DAW you use, just as long as you're using something. And, you know, I've said it time and time again, and I'll probably say it another 50 times. A good, well-written song with good instrumentation and energy and emotion will win the hearts of individuals. You're not going to send this out to the masses and have them go, well, what was it mixed in? Well, what outboard gear did you use on that? No, they're just going to say, wow, this is a good song. They're not really too concerned about how you got to that point. I mean, there's going to be some that are, and for those, you can, get on Facebook Messenger and tell them all about it. Okay, this next one, My Name, Jack Amuse 16-bit. I'm not sure what the title is. I'm just going to say it's My Name. I guess. Or maybe it's Amuse. I don't know. Anyway, this was submitted by Jack, and God is gracious. All right. Wow, that was very, very unique. I definitely, I felt like that was not like anything that I've heard for a long time. It almost had sort of almost like a David Bowie type. It was delightfully weird. I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean like it had its own flair, its own style to it. Now, the thing that I would say is I definitely hear some phase issues going on especially in the guitars. I definitely heard some phase issues going on there. I don't know if it was a matter of flipping the phase to get that to sound more natural, or maybe because of this style of music that you're going for here, maybe it was actually intended. Maybe it was intentional. So if that was what you were going for, you nailed it. And if it wasn't, then it sounds like the guitars were out of phase. Also, the main vocals going throughout the song, they definitely had their own vibe to them, for sure. But there was also a lot of unintelligible words that were being said. I mean, there was times where I would catch some phrases and some things that were said, some words I could pick out. But a lot of it, I mean, if I was listening in my car or in the other room, it would have just sounded like extra noise. I wasn't quite sure what was actually being said, and if that's what you were going for, yet again, nailed it. But if you were actually trying to convey a message or a thought in this, oh yeah. Yeah. And there was definitely, it sounded like a sample was added there towards the end. And just as Herky brought up, you want to make sure that you be careful for copyright whenever you add dialogue like that. All right, so that's my 2 cents on that one. And now we're going to go to Mark George, The Fall of the Brave. And he is back from eating now. Very cinematic already. I wouldn't expect anything less. Beautiful guitar work there. Beautiful. Great work. Very nice. Very nice. Nice. Beautiful job. Beautiful job. As usual, Mark, you have done it again. Created an awesome cinematic track that has got everybody in the chat already picturing something. That's when you know you've evoked emotion, when you got people already picturing storylines to go with these things. There were some editing cuts that I felt like were a little bit choppy. That definitely, like when we went from this transition, just specifically, we went from this transition to here. Take a listen to, it just sounds a little abrupt. If that would have kind of faded out just a little bit better, I think it would have been a smoother transition, or even added a string riser right there. Freestyle therapy, yes. Yes, we do this every single month. By the way, freestyle therapy, you're a newcomer to the chat. Good to have you. Aside from that, man, the instrumentation is beautiful yet again. A lot of vibe, a lot of feeling, a lot of depth going on here. I loved the vocal chops that you were throwing in there too. The choir type sound and stuff sounded great. I would almost, Mob the Gamer, I would almost guarantee that this is all, yeah, he's just said contact choirs. Yep. Nearly everything that he does is MIDI or synthesizer. And just stuff like this, I'm like, how in the world do you get a guitar to sound like that with a MIDI? Craziness. Sounded great though. I mean, there's sections of it like this right here. On a dark road, somewhere just outside of the Western Hemisphere, a man, a horse, and his companion, Toto. I mean, you can just hear it. Anyway, Mob the Gamer says you need to put a real choir in there, or at least a real choir sound. Yeah, I definitely feel like that would kind of lift things, like give it that, definitely not me as the choir, evidently. Awesome. Max is already asking where you can hear more of your stuff, Mark. I believe he has a SoundCloud. If I can find that real quick, I'll go ahead and post that in here. Because unfortunately, YouTube will not allow individuals in the chat to post links for obvious reasons. Because some people might be naughty. We don't need naughty people in the chats. Oh, I found him. Good deal. but I can post links in the chat, and I will. So if you guys are interested in going and checking out more of Mark's music, here is his SoundCloud link. Go and give him a listen. He's got some absolutely amazing stuff. Whoa, Mark. 242 followers on SoundCloud. Good job, man. Crushing it. You got all kinds of people here commenting. Great job, man. Great job. You're definitely building yourself a reputation. And here's an individual who commented on one of your tracks, The Lost Kingdom, and his name is Music for Trailers. Now, if there's anybody who could write music for trailers, it'd definitely be this guy. All right, good job. So those were really just a few of the critiques that I had for it. Nothing too major. Just sound like a little bit of editing issues, maybe some editing cuts, some fades, a little riser to kind of hide some of those sometimes. Some editing cuts, especially when you're using MIDI instruments, is like nearly impossible to just take care of. You can do that with reverb sends. You can do that with delays to kind of hide that cut. But a lot of times just adding an instrumentation layer underneath it to kind of transition from one to the next will help as well. Very, very cool. All right, last but certainly not least, we have Tim Consley with his song, Wake Them Up. I have a feeling like this is going to be some really cool guitar work. Every time Tim submits something, it's usually got some really cool guitar work in it. Freestyle therapy. One more thing here. There is a link in the description if you want to get involved in next month's contest, the March Song Contest. Max says, Mark was my favorite until I saw the Yamaha keyboard on SoundCloud. I'm a Roland guy, LOL. You guys and your keyboards, I tell you what, we guitarists have it easy. We have it real easy. I feel sorry for you guys, man alive. You get a keyboard, you're looking at thousands of dollars. We can literally get a guitar for hundreds. Freestyle therapy, I am posting a link if you're interested here in the chat. Anyone else who's interested as well, if you want to get involved in next month's song contest, here's the form. Just simply go and fill out the information on the form. I don't use that email for anything else other than just contacting you if you are the winner. And that will allow us then to send our files back and forth. And by the way, for those of you who don't know, maybe you're in the chat and you're wondering, well, what does the winner get? The winner will get a free mix and master from yours truly. And if you check that little box that says that you're okay with me sharing it on the channel, then I'll actually showcase what I did to get your mix from here to here on the channel live for everyone to see, and everyone benefits from that. Now, if you want to check that box that says, no, you're not okay with it, that does not make you exempt from winning. It just means that you'll still get a mix critique, you'll still get a mix and a master, and you'll still get a mix critique from me via video. So it won't be as in-depth as my paid service of a mix critique would be, but it'll just be like a quick, like, here's kind of what I did. So thank you guys for the likes. Currently we have 18 viewers and we have 12 likes. Let's get those likes up to 18 at least. Come on, guys. I know you can do it. All right. Last but not least, Wake Them Up by Tim Consley.
wake up. The past and its chains won't hold us back. Time lost is nothing gained. It's time to wake them up. Don't turn your head and set the screws on night. Too many chances will pass you by. Don't walk away when it's time to fight. Step in the day and out of the night. Stop rehearsing what we think is right. Talk is cheap, but not our lies. No, people who love this world are like the day. Rip through the seams and wake them up. Don't turn your head and set the snooze on night. Too many chances will pass you by. Don't walk away when it's time to fight. Step in the day and out of the night. Don't turn your head and set the snooze on light. Too many chances will pass you by. Don't walk away when it's time to fight. Step in the day and out of the night. Don't turn your head and set the screws on night. Too many chances will pass you by. Don't walk away when it's time to fight. Step in the day and out of the night. Step in the day, out of the night.
Nice.
Step in the day and out of the night. It's time to wake them up.
Nice. Liked that outro. Good deal. So, like a lot of people were saying in the chat, it's intense. Herky says it demands the listener to pay attention. Definitely. A lot of great guitar work going on. I knew I wouldn't be let down. The intro totally threw me off. I was like expecting this like laid back, sort of mariachi style. And then all of a sudden it's like screaming guitars and, but it worked. It actually sounded really good. I have to say that, the bass guitar, as much as I loved it, I feel like it could have been a little bit more punchy. And then the guitars, I feel like they could have been panned a little bit more to allow space for those vocals, because there was a lot of vocals going on. And then the vocals, actually, if we could have had the lead vocal right up the center and the others just kind of nestled on the right and left sides with a little bit of reverb to nestle them in there a little bit better, would have definitely sold it even more so than what it. Great song though. Great song. Yet again, you guys are not making this easy. I'm always going into these things thinking there's going to be one just right out of the gate winner. That's not the case again. I've got some homework to do. So if you are subscribed to the channel, if you have clicked the bell icon, that will help you out tremendously, because I normally always post the winner in the HSS collab group on the Facebook page. And before I ever post it there, I usually post it here on the community tab on YouTube. And the only way for you to get notified that I've posted that is for you to be a subscriber and also to have that bell icon ticked. So within the next few days, though, we will find out who the winner is. I'm going to have to do a little bit more listening to these to really wrap my head around it. I have to say, though, all of the submissions were excellent. The few that did stand out, not to give away who is a winner right now because I'm still undetermined, but a few that did stand out was definitely the Heart to Heart by Maestro. Herky Acuffs, that one definitely stood out as well. Max, that song Breathe, that was good. The fact that Minister of Badness had the song that he has submitted with GarageBand, that right there, that stuck out to me. Mark George's song, definitely. And then this one here. The others were good. Don't get me wrong, but they didn't necessarily stick with me as much as these did. But yeah, great job by everyone who submitted. And I hope that these mixed critiques are helping in some way, shape, or form. I know a lot of Max says he votes for number 3. Yeah, the Heart to Heart was really good. It really was. Had a really solid implementation of instruments and things like that. But it's almost one of those that I would choose that, but at the same time, I also know that I want to choose one too that I feel like is going to create the most value for the individual who will be getting the free mix and master. Because honestly, the Heart to Heart sounds pretty close to being done already. Just a few minor tweaks that I've already alluded to, and I think it would be ready to go. But I'd like to also pick one based off of what we can showcase here on the channel to help everyone out. So, but yeah, there's no clear and present winner as of right now. So I'm gonna definitely listen to these a few more times. Maybe while I'm doing some soldering here in a minute. I've got a guitar I'm working on right now. And that'll give me time to kind of listen to them while I'm not looking at them, because sometimes that actually does make a difference. And then I'll post it here shortly, and everyone can see who has been chosen as the winner. But before we go, this has been an awesome stream. I appreciate each and everyone showing up. I appreciate those of you who have showed interest in the cakewalk course. That greatly helps out as well. And I'm also going back and forth right now with Warren and his team, and we're trying to discuss whether or not we're going to be able to offer a payment plan for that one, because it is a little bit more pricey. But one thing that I don't necessarily have to pass by him as of right now is in the month of March, if you buy the Cakewalk by BandLab tutorial course and you send me some sort of a screenshot or something like that that shows me that you have in fact purchased it, I will also include for free my Compression Simplified course. So in the month of March, all the rest of this month, if you buy the Cakewalk by BandLab tutorial course, you're also going to get my Compression Simplified course for free. So send me that, and maybe in the subject of the email, put request for free course, or send me the Compression Simplified. Here's my screenshot, something, to let me know what that's about. And then that'll be an extra little perk, and it might even help you to sort of get over that hurdle, because I realize $97 is quite a bit of money. But for what you're going to learn in the course and the fact that you're having multi-tracks that you can then add to your portfolio, I think it's worth it. I really do. Not to mention, you're seeing 6 hours of it, and that's after editing, after uploading, after putting all that together. So the hours that I put into it is well worth $97. So, all right, guys. Before we go, though, we have to do one more thing. And I think some of you who are frequent HSSers, I think some of you know what's getting ready to happen. I'm going to have to get up. Let me see if I can get a hold of. Where is he? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the Wheel of Awesomeness. For those of you who have never been here during the Wheel of Awesomeness, I'm going to turn this over now to Casey Kasem, and he's going to tell you what this is all about. Take it away, Casey. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wheel of Awesomeness. This is a section here on the Home Studio Simplified channel where Robert acts like a different person and talks with some kind of a 1950s radio voice. Then he spins this wheel, and wherever the wheel lands, guess what? That's what we do. A song feature. All right, good deal. Good deal. All right, so here's how we're going to do this. Let me get back to the main screen here. Actually, I'm going to go to the live chat. I'm going to go to the live chat screen here. So I am thinking of a number between 1 and 20. In the chat, let me know. Actually, let's do this a different way. I'm going to do this a different way because that's kind of vague. So if you would like to have a song featured here on the channel, apart from this, where we can, everyone will get a chance to listen to it, then I want you to, in the chat, put a competitor on that. He's always talking about this stuff. Awesome. Is my de-esser up way too loud or something? Is it because are my S's are they all getting pummeled? He always gets me all self-conscious about my. Look, Mob the Gamer's already putting numbers in, and I haven't even talked about whether or not that's what I'm doing. Okay, so, ooh, yeah, I can hear that S. Ooh. Okay, so rather than doing a 1 to 20 thing, Mob the Gamer, I appreciate you throwing out a 10 there. We're going to do something a little bit different. This is going to be based off of how many of you have actually been following the channel. And so, let's see, what blues individual, Dave says he's just kidding. What blues individual did I recently just cover during the release of my latest song, The Crossroads? What major blues influence was it that caused me to write this song? Jason Reeves, good to see you, buddy. Hope you're feeling better, man. By the way, Jason was just playing on the song that we just released, The Crossroads. Chris Knowles says all the songs were great, guys. By the way, if you guys notice, Chris has this cool little icon next to his name. If you want to get a cool little icon too, Herky Acuff, JJ Reeves, Chris Knowles, Faust. Good deal. Everyone's got a right answer. Wham. Anyway, if you want to get a cool little icon next to your name that looks like that too, all you have to do is join the YouTube membership. It's for as low as $1.99 a month. You can become a member. You'll gain instant access to a couple of cakewalk templates that you can use in your project, one of which I've been using this entire time. It has this blue theme to it. Okay, everyone has the right answer. So now what? I didn't expect that people would actually have known that much about it, considering how many downloaded it. Maybe more people were just listening to it than they were downloading it, though. I shouldn't beat myself up about it. Yeah, everybody's right. Okay, now what are we going to do? All right, let's go back to the number thing. Mob the Gamer had number 10. He's already got his in. Let's go back to the number thing then. So I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 20. Give me a number between 1 and 20. Mob the Gamer's already had number 10. Chris Knowles just says Pick the first person. Mob the Gamer says, do the number. All right. Good deal. Good deal. Numbers are coming in. Good deal. 14, 4. Mob the Gamer had 10. Tim Consley, 17. Good deal. Good deal. All right. While you guys are doing that, I'm going to go ahead and hop back over here to Cakewalk. We're going to close this out. The comment delay is killing me. Max says 15. Zave says 7. Good deal. Mob the Gamer has become an HSS member. Awesome. Welcome to the fan club, buddy. I believe you have just joined as an intern. Yes. Yes, you have. Welcome, Mob the Gamer. Freestyle Therapy says 9. Very, very, very. Oh, my goodness. Now he's got an icon. Woohoo! Look, guys. He's got that cool little, he's got the cool green money symbol next to him now. And you'll notice to the right of his name in the chat, he now has a hand raised, which shows that he's an intern. Chris Knowles has a number 2, which means he's been a member now for over 2 months, which is awesome. Okay, guys, I'm going to give it another, just in case someone at the last minute here is going to try to vote. I'm going to give it another 1 minute here. So if you've already put a number, good deal. If you have not, now's your time. Now's your chance to do it. I just accidentally hit the crowd cheer for no apparent reason. Awesome. All right. It looks like all of the numbers are officially in. I got 30 seconds. If you're going to get your number in, you got 30 seconds to get your number in. I'll give you a little hint, though. If you haven't already put a number in, someone's already hit it nail on the head. I mean, exactly what I was thinking. Mind readers. Stinking mind readers. All right, that's it. Good deal. Now I just got to figure out how to turn this thing off. What's it doing? Okay, my timer has went off. The lucky winner of a song feature was none other than Tim Consley, who guessed my number. Nail on the head. 17 was my number. Good job, Tim. So just send in a song to my email. I'm sure you have it, or you're a member of the HSS collab group too. You can post it there, or email me through Facebook, whatever it might be. And we'll get that featured. Good deal. All right, guys. Well, before we go, I want to also show you something. You guys are going to be one of the first to see this. Sort of a perk, I guess, if you want to call it that, of being on the stream today. I'm actually starting to transition. Haven't done it yet, but I'm starting to transition. I'm going to be doing a little bit of a rebrand. Not of the channel that we have here, but branching out into the other channel that I have, which is the Mockingbird Studio channel. And what I'm going to be doing is basically sort of rebranding, branching off into that area, because I've had this studio idea now that's going on for quite some time. And I've always just kind of kept everything under this banner of Home Studio Simplified. So now I'm actually getting a website together here. I'm going to show this, guys, to you. Like I said, you'll be the first ones to see this. This is not released as of yet, so you guys are getting some behind the scenes here. Let's see. Close this here. Thought there was a way to close this toolbar. Why is it doing this? There we go. So yeah, this is the new website. It's called Mockingbird Studio, as this has been in my brain, in my mind now for quite some time, for years, honestly. And it's come about from a weird course of events. It's just strange. I actually had preached a message at our local assembly one time on, it was called The Song of the Mockingbird. And basically the premise of the message was that as Christians, as musicians even, and that's what I'm kind of focusing this more towards, as musicians, we all have a signature song that we can sing. And the mockingbird does too. But over time, they learn so many songs from other songbirds that they eventually forget their own unique sound, their own unique song. And so the premise here behind Mockingbird Studio is to help unleash your unique sound that may have been lost over the years from your, from the onslaught of other things. And so I do have a YouTube channel that's called Mockingbird Studio, where right now all I've got is just some instrumental music on there to study to pray to meditate to, whatever you might want to use that for. And if you're interested in getting some music on that channel for that purpose, you'll have to know that you'll still retain all the rights. I'm not going to steal your music or nothing like that, but if you want it featured on the Mockingbird Studio channel, let me know, and then we can work out a way for it to get whitelisted so that no copyright strikes happen, and then I'll feature it on the channel. I don't really plan on growing that channel to some crazy amount of numbers. It's mainly just going to be for posting things that are pertaining to just Mockingbird Studio, which is going to be maybe people who are here in the studio, or people that I go to record, or things that are just happening around the studio that don't pertain to me teaching you how to do something in your studio. So this is sort of the way that it looks here on the front end, or how it's going to look, I should say. Here's the nice little logo that I've come up with. Here's your home page, where you can then email me from there, and then just a quick link to everything. Rediscover your sound is sort of the purpose here. You scroll down: mixing, mastering, production, voiceover, audio restoration, consultation, audio video editing, and all of this will also be added to because there's so many other things that I do. Like even this morning, I did a really cool little project for Alexei Solovov and his channel, where I actually made him I might even have it here. I made him a logo. Check that out. Pretty stinking sweet. And here's an alternate with a red glow behind it. He was wanting to rebrand himself, and I was like, that's kind of odd. I'm doing the same thing myself right now. So I created these logos for his YouTube channel and his Facebook page and things like that. He's got one here for his SoundCloud. And so these are little things that I do all the time too, that I don't really talk about much here on the channel because it doesn't pertain to music. So but anyway, you guys are getting to kind of see the back end of, I'm getting ready to actually unleash this website on the world. It's kind of cool though. It's got a little place here where you can book online, and you go to these booking services. You can actually, put a time slot in that'll then notify me. You can pay right through the website. And then we've got a time slot that's already scheduled out. I can say, okay, I can't do nothing on this day because someone has scheduled this. And then as far as the services, this is just a page that just tells you exactly what the services are. So what is the recording service that I talk about? What's the mixing service? What all does that include? Well, it comes with 3 revisions delivered in any format, preferred WAV file. Comes with 3 different, or any version needed, whether it be vocal up, dropped instruments, backing tracks, etc. Mastering, then I talk about the production. What is audio restoration? What is that all about? Voiceover, audio editing, consultation, and more. But wait, there's more. And then I talk about the fact that it doesn't necessarily have to be local, that we can actually do do this all through collaboration services on the web via Skype, Hightail, Dropbox, whatever it might be. So it's going to be really slimmed down, something super simple, but I think it'll be enough to give people an idea. And then I have here some testimonials. These are individuals that I've worked with in the past that I've done some work for, who left me some really good reviews. And then everybody knows James Sheets here. So just, hey, look, Zave Ryan's on here. Imagine that. Thank you, by the way, because Dave left this review here on the Facebook page, and I just took that right off of there and put it straight on here. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate that. And then I'm going to have a section here under Listen, which there's nothing there now, but I'm basically going to showcase like before and after. So if someone sends me a mix, what it sounds like before they mix it, and then what it sounds like after I mix it. And I'm hoping to include like maybe just 10 to 20 seconds to let people see like how it went from here to here. So, and then of course there's the old about section. You got to have an about section. And real quickly, if you guys are okay with this, I'm just going to go ahead and read you our story part, because I think this is kind of, so founded in 2010, which is when I'm officially going to say that this was founded, because it's been an ongoing thing for years. Like I said, I've always been wanting to actually put something to this, and I've always called this Mockingbird Studio, but I've just never put it out there. It's been under that banner of Home Studio Simplified. So founded in 2010, Mockingbird Studio has set itself apart as an innovative studio that provides professional services at an affordable price. Why the name Mockingbird Studio? The Mockingbird sets itself apart as a unique songbird that immediately commands the attention of anyone nearby. Although it is recognized for its beauty and its ability to recreate the songs of other birds, it has a song of its own that is rarely heard. Together, we can shape your ideas into stories that inspire and share a unique song that only you can sing for all the world to hear. That's sort of the premise around this whole Mockingbird Studio. Like, why would you call it Mockingbird Studio? And it has a bad connotation. Some people would think, well, no, I don't want to mock people. I want to have my own song. And that's what I'm kind of driving is, you do have your own song, and that's what we're trying to pull out of you, just like the Mockingbird has its own song. And then we scroll down here, and here's my ugly mug. You get to look at me here, studio owner, content creator, all around weird guy. And then thanks to Warren Hewart, I can now say that I'm officially endorsed by Legends and Pros. So awesome. This has not went live yet. I still have the listen section to work on. I think I'm still going to work on maybe some areas here, add a few more services. But let me know in the chat what you guys think. Do you think it's pretty cool or need some work? Or, I personally like it. It's really coming together. Definitely like it. And in case you weren't aware, I do still have the Home Studio Simplified website as well. That one's not going to go anywhere either. So if you have not been there, this is what I was talking about earlier. If you want to get on my email list, you can either go put your email in that drop-down box that just came. There's an area up here. There's a free course you can get for free here. Here's my 15-step mixing guide, Room Acoustics Simplified. Any of these that you get, you're going to get an immediate download for those things, and you'll be on my email list. And then here's a link to the podcast, if you weren't aware that we have a podcast here. So, yeah. Also, another really cool thing about this, the Home Studio Simplified website that a lot of people don't know about, is the fact that I have a reverb and a delay calculator on here, which is pretty cool. So if you're mixing a song at 75 beats per minute and you need to know what a quarter note delay would be, you simply just type it in here, hit your enter button. I'll show you here real quick. Type it in here, hit your enter button, and then it tells you right here at 75 beats per minute, a quarter note will have a duration of 800 milliseconds. So that's what you would set your reverb delay time to, and your reverb tail wouldn't get in the way of your vocal. Pretty cool. Oh, look, there's another pop-up box that allows you to get on my email list. I promise you, if you visit the website more than once a month, you won't get that many pop-ups. But that's all part of it, right? All right, guys. Well, thank you all so much for being on the show today, for hanging out. It was good seeing all of you. Awesome songs, awesome submissions, and we'll definitely be racking our brains trying to figure out who exactly was the winner. And then, like I said, make sure you're a subscriber and that you got that bell icon ticked there so that whenever I do announce the winner, you'll know exactly who it is. All right. So until next time, guys, remember, we can dream alone and we can create alone, but together we can achieve so much more. Quick shout outs to everybody before we leave. These are some awesome individuals who have recently subscribed: John Armstrong, Dakota Black, Michael Stomane, Eugene Hua. I don't think that's how he says his last name, but I'm pronouncing it that way right now. Richard Limbrick, Bloodmush 123. I'm pretty sure that's not your real name, Bloodmush, but that's okay. Ruzman Widjadadajidadadada. Widjawawa. That's definitely not it either. Widjaja. Who knows how that is said? I'm trying. Alex Georgian. That guy's music. Alex's music. The Beard of Nova. That's an awesome name. Bansuri Bro. Good deal. So to each and every one of you, may you all have a blessed day, and may you have a good rest of the day. Spend some time with your families, your loved ones. I know I love you. Thank you so much, Mob the Gamer, as well, for hopping on, becoming a member. You're going to be added to the list here of the chart toppers. Greatly appreciate it. Love you all. Talk to you all later.